Excerpt 19. They should practice good deeds such as no killing, no stealing, no sexual desire, no lying, no enticing speech, no harsh speech, no divisive speech, no greed, no anger, and no ignorance. They should practice good deeds refers to the 10 virtuous karmas, which are the standards for our thoughts and for our interacting with others and engaging in tasks. If one behaves in accordance with the 10 virtuous karmas in one's lifetime, one is a good person. The 10 virtuous karmas are the most basic standards for good and bad. The Visualization Sutra teaches the 3 conditions. The first includes being filial to parents and providing and caring for them, being respectful to and serving teachers, being compassionate and not killing any living beings, and cultivating the 10 virtuous karmas. This is the most important foundation for learning Buddhism. When we are filial to our parents, respect our teachers, and are compassionate, then the 10 virtuous karmas are fulfilled. Of the 10 virtuous karmas, 3 are physical karmas, 4 are verbal karmas, and 3 are mental karmas. The 3 virtuous physical karmas are no killing, no stealing, and no sexual desire. The first virtual physical karma is no killing. The scope of killing is very extensive. It includes personally doing the killing, killing verbally, in other words, telling someone to kill, feeling happy when seeing an act of killing, and giving rise to an intention to kill because of anger and hatred. These are all included in killing. In other words, no killing means that one has absolutely no thought of harming others. This way we nurture compassion. The second virtuous physical karma is no stealing. The scope of stealing is very extensive. In Buddhism, stealing is defined as taking without permission. If we handle something that is owned by somebody else without their permission, this is an act of stealing. Those who steal will have to repay the debt in the future. It is said that one has to repay a life with a life and money with money. The law of cause and effect never fails. When one steals from one person, the resultant offense is relatively light. Karmic ties are fewer. But some things are owned by many people, such as the public facilities in a city. If one steals anything from a public facility, one has to pay back all the residents of this city, because they pay taxes and are thus the owners. If one steals from the facilities of a state or federal government, one will have to pay back the whole nation. With stealing, the resultant offense of stealing property of the 3 jewels is the most serious. Such properties are things belonging to a temple or monastery. The Buddha Dharma is owned by the entire Dharma realm, which has no boundary. In other words, all the monastics are the owners. If one steals something from a cultivation center, the transgression is inconceivably grave. One who steals the property of the 3 jewels will surely fall into the hell's realm. Stealing is the easiest offense to commit and the one most frequently committed. For example, there are some in business who always try to pay less tax. This is stealing. Stealing in this manner is a very grave transgression. One must know that one should feel remorse and then make amends by cultivating goodness. In the history of Buddhism in China, Great Master Yang Ming is the one most famous for doing good deeds with the use of public funds. Funds he was not authorized to use. Before he became a monastic, he was a low-ranking government clerk in the taxation department. He often used government money to free captured animals. After it was reported that he had taken money, he was sentenced to death according to the law. When the emperor heard that he had used the public funds solely to free captured animals, he gave these instructions to the official supervising the execution. If he shows fear before the execution, execute him. But if he does not show the slightest fear, then bring him to me. When the clerk was about to be beheaded, he did not show any signs of fear. The supervising official asked him, "Why are you not afraid?" He said, "I exchanged my life for tens of thousands of lives. It's worth it. I am happy." The official reported this to the emperor. The emperor asked the clerk, "Do you have any wish?" The clerk replied, "I want to become a monastic." The emperor granted his wish and became his Dharma protector. After Great Master Yang Ming attained great enlightenment through Zen meditation, he focused on the Pure Land teachings and concentrated on mindfully chanting the Buddha name. His biography says that he was Amitabha Buddha manifested. The master's stealing is not the same as when we ordinary people do it. Ordinary people steal for personal enjoyment. He stole to benefit all beings. Hence, the Buddha Dharma truly is flexible. It adapts to circumstances. But there is only one objective, to benefit all beings and society. If we steal for our enjoyment, the transgression is inconceivably grave. This example is worthy of our deep contemplation. The third virtuous physical karma is no sexual desire. Whether one is a lay practitioner or a monastic, sexual desire will increase one's greed and deviated thoughts and obstruct one's pursuit of the supramundane teachings. Therefore, in order to achieve true purity of mind and attain a higher rebirth grade, one must not have sexual desire. If one cannot end sexual desire, one must at least not commit sexual misconduct. The 10 virtuous karmas teach no sexual misconduct. This means having no sexual conduct with anyone other than one's spouse. This is absolutely forbidden. The 4 virtuous verbal karmas are no lying, no enticing speech, no harsh speech, and no divisive speech. The first virtuous verbal karma is no lying. In learning Buddhism to generate the Bodhi mind, where should one start? One starts with no lying. If one keeps on lying, how can one's true mind come forth? One must be sincere and not deceive oneself or others. This is the very foundation of the Buddha Dharma. We want to truly understand the Buddha's intention in laying down the precepts, as well as know the spirit of the precepts. This way, we will know how to be flexible in observing the precepts in daily life. This is very important. Here is an example from a sutra. A hunter was chasing a rabbit and came to a crossing. He saw a person there and asked, "Did you see a rabbit?" "It went that way," the person replied. The rabbit had actually run the other way, but the person at the crossing, in order to save the rabbit, told a lie to keep the hunter away from it. His lying was lifting the precept, not transgressing it. What he did saved not only the animal, but also the hunter. Although the hunter had intended to kill the rabbit, he did not succeed, so his offense was light. This tells us that with all precepts, if what we do is to benefit beings, it is lifting the precepts. And if what we do is to benefit only ourselves, then we are transgressing the precepts and are guilty of offenses. When we benefit all beings, we have merit.